Hey guys, it's Taylor. Today I'm going to be reading a poem called To This Day. And the reason I'm reading it is because a lot of people struggle with bullying, and this poem means a lot to me, and I'd really enjoy if you guys got the message. So, let's go. When I was a kid, I used to think that pork chops and karate chops were the same thing. I thought they were both pork chops. And because my grandmother thought it was cute, and because they were my favorite, she let me keep doing it. Not really a big deal. One day, before I realized fat kids weren't designed to climb trees, I fell out of a tree and bruised the right side of my body. I didn't tell my grandmother about it because I was afraid I'd get in trouble for playing somewhere that I shouldn't have been. A few days later, the gym teacher noticed the bruises, and I got sent to the principal's office. From there, I was sent to another small room with a really nice lady who asked me all kinds of questions about my life at home. I saw no reason to lie. As far as I was concerned, life was pretty good. I told her whenever I'm sad, my grandmother gives me karate chops. This led to a full-scale investigation. I was removed from the house for 3 days, until they finally decided to ask me how I got the bruises. News of this silly story quickly spread through the school, and I earned my first nickname, Pork Chop. To this day, I hate pork chops. I'm not the only kid who grew up this way, surrounded by people who used to say that rhyme about sticks and stones, as if broken bones hurt more than the names we got called, and we got called them all. We grew up believing no one would ever fall in love with us, that we'd be lonely forever, that we'd never meet someone to make us feel like the sun was something that they built for us in their tool shed. So broken heartstrings bled the blues as we tried to empty ourselves so we would feel nothing. Don't tell me that hurts less than a broken bone, that an ingrown life is something surgeons can cut away, that there's no way for a metallicize. It does! She was 8 years old, our first day of grade 3, when she got called ugly. We both got moved to the back of the class so we would stop getting bombarded by spitballs, but the school halls were a battleground where we found ourselves outnumbered. Day after wretched day, we used to stay inside for recess because outside was worse. Outside, we'd have to rehearse running away or stand still like statues, giving no clues that we were there. In grade 5, they taped a sign to her desk that said, "Beware of dog." To this day, despite a loving husband, she doesn't think she's beautiful because of a birthmark that takes up a little less than half her face. Kids used to say, "She looks like a romancer that someone tried to erase but couldn't quite get the job done." And they'll never understand that she's raising 2 kids whose definition of beauty begins with mom. Because they see her heart before they see her skin, that she has always been amazing. He was a broken branch, drafted onto a family tree. Adopted, but not because his parents opted for a different destiny. He was 3 when he was a mixed drink of 1 part left alone, 2 parts tragedy. Started therapy in 8th grade, had a personality made up of tests and pills, lived like the uphills were mountains and downhills were cliffs, 4/5 suicidal, a tidal wave of antidepressants, and an adolescence of being called a pauper. 1 part the pills, 99 parts the cruelty. He tried to kill himself in grade 10 when a kid who still could go home to mom and dad had the audacity to tell him to get over it. As if depression is something that can be remedied of any of the contents found in a first aid kit. To this day, he's a stick of TNT lit for both ends, could describe in detail the way the sky bends in moments before it's about to fall, and despite an army of friends who will call him an inspiration, he remains a conversation piece between people who can't understand. Sometimes being drug-free has less to do with addiction and more to do with sanity. We aren't the only kids who grew up this way. To this day, kids are still being called names. The classics were, "Hey stupid," "Hey spaz." Seems like each school has an arsenal of names getting updated every year, and if a kid breaks into school and no one around chooses to hear, do they make a sound? Or are they just background noise of a soundtrack stuck on repeat? When people say kids can be cruel, every school is a big top circus tent, and the perking order went from acrobats to lion tamers, from clowns to carnies. All those miles ahead of who we were freaks. Lobster claw boys and bearded ladies. Oddities. Juggling depression and loneliness, playing solitaire, spin the bottle, trying to kiss away the wounded parts of ourselves and heal. But at night, while the others slept, we kept walking the tightropes. It was practice, and yeah, so was style. that I want to tell them that this is all just debris left over from when we finally decide to smash all the things we thought we used to be. If you can't see something beautiful about yourself, get a better mirror. Look a little closer, stare a little longer. Because there's something inside you that made you keep trying despite everyone who told you to quit. You built a house around your broken heart and signed it yourself. You signed it, they were wrong. Because maybe you didn't belong to a group or a clique. Maybe they decided to pick you for basketball or everything. Maybe you used to bring bruises and broken teeth to show and tell, but never told, because how can you hold your ground if everyone wants to bury you beneath it? You have to believe that they were wrong. They have to be wrong. Why else would we still be here? We grew up learning to cheer on the underdog because we see ourselves in them. We stem from a root planted in the belief that we are not what we were called. We are not a bandage card, stalled out and sitting empty on a highway. And if in some way we are, don't worry, we only got out to walk and get gas. We are graduating members from the class of we made it. Not faded echoes of voices crying out, memes will never hurt me. Of course, they did. But our lives will only ever always continue to be a balancing act that has less to do with pain and more to do with beauty. Thank you guys. I want to tell you guys that, I have been bullied before and it's tough. But there's always a place you can go. Don't ever feel alone. I will leave in the description some websites that I have found that have helped me through my bullying and that stand up against it and that you can be a part of. And I really would like you guys to join me and stand up against bullying. Nobody deserves to feel hated or mistreated or anything. Everyone deserves a chance to be awesome. So please stand with me against bullying, and if you see it going on in school, stop it if you can. Be there for someone.